Welcome, Grand Rising, greetings, good day, all those warm salutations to you all. You're tuned into the Peak Wellness Hour here every Saturday. Miss a few, but for the most part, we're here every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're excited to continue our conversation, kind of mixing things in. We got Father's Day coming up for the month of June. So we're going to celebrate fathers and men throughout the month. So excited to do that. It's so important to support one another. And we as women here support one another here on this platform. And most of our audience right now are females. So we love to take the time to let the gentlemen know that we do support you and celebrate you. So that is what we're going to do this month. Today, we're going to be talking about the role of young fathers in building healthy families. So last week, we ended with teenage parenthood, focusing on motherhood, right? Because we were celebrating mothers and women last month. So this week we're going to dive into supporting our young fathers, how we can make an impact and a change and a difference in their life. So make sure you all please invite someone to this conversation. If you're a male that has some positive, valuable insight to share with this conversation, we're going to drop that link in the description, in the comments, so that you can join, because we want to hear from the men. So you all stay tuned and we're going to jump right into it. All right. Yes, we are here, the Peak Wellness Hour. Before I take this image off of the screen, I know, you all cannot see us. I want you all to take a good look at these images that we've put up. Okay. You see fathers appearing to be decent men and decent fathers. We don't see women in the picture, but it doesn't mean that they're not in the picture. What it means is these men are choosing to take care of their children. And I love it. So you all give a thumbs up for that, if you will, if you respect that. And we'll dive right into it. I'm going to stop talking because I just led right in and jumped right in. So I'm going to let Queen bring us on in like she does. Queen.
Hey, 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 hey. It's exciting, Queen Randa. It's good to see you. Queen Mother Randa, I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope and pray that you're doing well. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and to all our family and friends who continue to support us. God bless you. And I do like that picture very much. Yes. We are not saying men, the women are not in the picture. But in this month of June, we are celebrating the men in Edith.
Yes, Queen's birthday is coming up. Yes, yes, yes.
We
June
are
20th.
celebrating the men in Edith. And because we're celebrating the men, we want to focus a lot on the men. In my line of work, I've come to learn, and of course, from experiences, that when a child is born, all the focus is on the woman. Am I right? Every focus is on the mother, whether she's eating healthy, whether she's having enough sleep, all of it is on the mother. But I've come to realize that whilst focusing on the mother, especially when we are talking about young parents like teenagers having children and on and on and on, we tend to neglect the father and what they may be also dealing with. Okay, we tend to forget their emotional well-being. We ignore it. We don't naturally gravitate towards the man and see how he's doing, what this new baby, this new individual is doing, the role this child is playing in his life, how he's adjusting as a new father. And this is not only to even the teenage fathers, but also new fathers as a whole, young fathers. It's a lot, and that's why this conversation to me is very, very important. We want to know that the fathers are also being taken care of. The stress of knowing that the woman, their wife, or their girlfriend just moved from motherhood, knowing that they made somebody's child pregnant and now she can't go back to school at least for a while, but he can continue living. Any man who has any sense of decency and care will worry about that young lady that he put in the family with, who has to go through what she went through at birth. He may or may not have been at the birth, but he sees her change. He experiences her emotions. Okay, the emotional changes that she's going through, the physical and physiological changes, all these changes. And we don't consider how is he making it? How is he getting through this? Who is he talking to? How is he feeling? What is he thinking? How is he adjusting? We don't talk about that. But in reality, men help to shape the identity of the child, the confidence of the child, the self worth, the child's emotional. Men play a major role in raising kids. So today we want to say to every father, young or old, teenager or not, as much as we don't want our teenage sons to become fathers, we appreciate you being there. We appreciate you not pushing our daughters into doing things that could cost them their future. We appreciate you. We see you. And we want to talk about you. We want you to talk to us how you're dealing with these situations. What does it feel like that your wife, your new wife, has shifted all their attention to the baby, and you tend to feel like the outsider in the home. We want to discuss you, we want to support you, and we want to know that we appreciate you. So if you know any young father, any young couple, any teenage man who is suddenly become a father, share this video. And if you have a son, also share this video. We want our fathers, our grown, matured, older men, to come and share their thoughts as well, their own experiences, how they dealt with these situations. We are women. We can talk so much from women's perspective, but we'd like to hear from our fathers, from our kings, because you play a major role in the lives of these young men. And before we go, we want to encourage you to go to our YouTube channels. Facebook is taking our videos now. Like the video, watch our video from the YouTube channels, and comment from the YouTube channels. It will show across all our platforms. So if you're watching us on Facebook, we want to see you also on our YouTube channel. It's simply the Peak Wellness Hour on YouTube. So thank you so much as you do this. All right, Queen. You're muted.
I am muted. I was over here typing. I didn't want y'all to hear those buttons. As when you do go on the YouTube channel, please, there's a little bell there for notifications, and just click that drop down thing and hit all notifications. So every time we go live, you know. So yeah, we love sending out notifications, but if you just hit that notification all the time, it will alert you when we do go live, even when we're a little delayed in time. So yes. But back to what we were talking about. I want to ask this, and I know you are doing marriage and family counseling. I don't know if you've seen too much of it right now, but do you have a perspective about how young men, young teenage men, when like you talked about the situation with teenage fatherhood, what conversations are being had by the parents in the home? Do you know, to these young men, are we talking about, I know we said that we are going to discuss at some point sex education, just kind of conversations along those lines,
Yes, we
but
really
how,
want to do sex education.
mhm,
What is the
respectfully,
appropriate?
you also don't be afraid, don't not tune in,
No, it's not going to be
because you all
anything.
might be
It's
older and you think you know about the birds and bees. We're going to have a healthy conversation there. So,
yes,
but
definitely.
when I think about that, I wonder sometimes, because we're not in every household, we're not flies on the walls, but what does it look like when you have parents of young men that have put someone in the family way, as you said? I love that. Where are you saying you need to be responsible? These are the expectations. Are we supporting and setting expectations, or is it the mindset where well, this is not your responsibility. At least you can go back to school. At least you can continue. Is it support for the son while supporting the young lady in that household, and having that son take acceptance and responsibility for that? Is it this attitude where not my child, not my problem? you know I'm curious, have you had any situations where you've
Not
seen that
not
kind of
not
thing?
not working professionally, but I've had
Hmm.
situations, experiences.
Hmm.
Not working professionally, but in some situations, first of all, the parents are shocked or they act
Hmm.
shocked. Because we see our boys running around with girls and we are hoping that they're not doing what they do.
Hmm.
We are hoping, without having had that conversation, we are hoping. So some families act shocked because every parent, oh, okay, let me put it, almost every parent has a hope, an expectation of who they know their child could be and would be if they just follow on the straight path, that they go to school, focus on your books, you know what I mean, pass your exams, go to college or go to a trade school or whatever it is you want to do, right?
Hmm.
And then suddenly you put somebody's child in this position. All right. The girl's parents are also angry in some situations that I have seen, are also angry.
Hmm.
Look what your son did to. So now there's pressure on the child. That
Hmm.
is one scenario. Another scenario is, well, it has come. What do we do next? So the mothers, the parents come together to support the mother and the new baby. Because in the eyes of the family, the girl has been through more than the boy will ever be through.
Hmm.
Because she's the one who's became pregnant. She's the one who has to go through the birthing process. She's the one who has to breastfeed. She's the one who may lose sleep, cannot get sleep overnight, so she can't get time. Or she's too tired to, go do her books. These days that there's e-learning, she could probably join e-learning, but the time, because she's tired now, financial stress, the boy, and I will say the boy in this situation, is not financially ready. Okay, so everybody blames the man,
Hmm.
right? Now, some families will come and say, this thing has happened, what do we do? Now you got to find some part-time work. You can only go to school and come back home and hang out with your friends like nothing happened. No, you got to find some part-time work if you already don't have it.
Hmm.
You make the bed, you lay in it. That's the expression my family would. You make the bed, you lay in it, and support the woman and the child. Okay, so the mental effects, suddenly they can't be children anymore. And so it all depends on the family. And some families will just come around and support. Dad will step in, mom will step in. mom will step in and babysit so the young lady can do stuff. Dad will step in financially, or both, the families will get together and support. This is a lot of the time in the ideal situation. It's not always the case. But either way, if you come from the family I come from, oh yeah, you will not have that emotional support. It will always be bashing. You don't work, you don't have money, you depend. Hey V, it's good to see you. Comment. Okay, you don't work, you don't have the resources, but you know how to live with a woman. My family will bash you, and we forget that the men deal with this emotionally. And we beat a boy who is already down, we continue to beat them down. So at what point do they get up? Who helps them get up? You understand? And if they are married, they are young and married too. In my culture, the woman who gave birth is everything. Okay? She gets all the support she needs. The man, no. So the men are neglected. But in this season where we have so much awareness, we know that they are also dealing with the new birth. They love their newborn baby, but they're dealing with being ignored. They're dealing with being neglected. Dealing with their wife not being ready to satisfy them, and they get it. But still, it doesn't mean that they don't feel it. And these are the things we ignore as parents, as adults. And the question is, if we continue to ignore supporting the man, what kind of man and a father is he going to be if he's emotionally needy, if he feels ignored, if he feels unimportant, when he becomes the outsider looking in, even into his family? And all he becomes is one who provides. He becomes a provider, and a lot of the time financially, and that's all he is. And that does not make for a healthy family and a healthy life. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, the support has to come beyond just supporting the father. You have to support the man, because when you're talking about that, think about him. And I've really never thought about it until right now, like in deep thoughts. But how many of these men, especially young boys, how many of them are afraid and scared as first-time fathers, as fathers that have children with more than one mother, blending family as a man, as a father, those things. I'm quite sure. Where are the men where are the men that you all share, please, and bring some of these gentlemen on? Because I think I know, but I can't say that I know. But I feel like we can't overlook the fact that there is a sense of fear. And we have to be honest how we stigmatize one another, period. But with men, fear, guilt, shame, lack are posed and imposed as negative traits, deeming someone less than a man or less than a real man, however you want to phrase that in your head. But because of that, men are not saying, I need help with this thing. I need help on parenting. I don't want to let my wife, my girlfriend do all of it. I don't know how to, connect with this baby, this child, these children. Haven't been here as a father because of life. I want to be back in the. Where do you navigate through these resources where you have the support that is needed on different levels? Not when we're talking about finances. Why aren't you working? Is there a depression issue? A lot of times someone, a man that don't work, don't eat. That's true. But what's happening here? What's happening with men that work jobs, and then when child support comes for you, when they come to lock you up, then you'll pay. What's happening where you're dodging jobs to get out of child support? There's something bigger going on there. And you have to look at the family structure. Where do our young men, where do our grown men come from? We have a lot of adult men that are very, very mature in age that still have unhealed situations from not having a father, and it's weighed on them being a father. So that's what I mean when we say we support the whole man and not just, what dad should do. A man feels, a man hurts, a man cries. They should, they should have that right. So just, yeah.
It's
Queen.
interesting you bring up fear because it's really scary. Okay. And one of the things you hear a lot is, my father was not in my life. Okay. And so you, in many situations, and I applaud every man who has been in their children's life and played the role that needs to be played, not just providing financially, but providing presence, okay? Providing a safe space for
Mm-hmm.
their children, okay? Providing emotional availability, okay? Providing food and shelter. Like when you go on to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the very basic list of things: food, shelter, okay, roof, okay, food, roof, what, shelter, yeah, a place of safety being there. Some of you cannot be physically present because, first of all, you may not even be married to this person. Secondly, um, like you said, I have two baby mamas, three baby, and this is why sex education and the teaching about family, the value of having a real family, not just going around and sleeping around and having babies. Okay, it's so important that men, you learn to value the seeds you are planting. Learn to value what is in your loins, that you're not throwing them around. Teaching people the value of who you are, what you carry, what you bring, what it takes to bring a child into the world. It is so important. And I'm not even talking about the child, I'm talking about you as a man. Okay, because having baby mamas all over the place, okay, and your financial resources are stretched across different homes. Number one. Number two, because of that situation, you have to work more and more and more. The stress and the toll this takes on your own body as a person, the lack of peace and the lack of joy, being scattered all over the place. These things, you may not see it, but it comes back to hurt you. And if you would, as a young man, if you would talk to some of the fathers, okay, some of the older men who have done what you are getting ready to do, who have done the lifestyles you are getting, live the lifestyle you're getting ready to live, sowing wild oats all over the place, they'll tell you, you will learn that they have regrets.
Mm-hmm.
They have regrets. The life they envisaged, it's not the life they lived. And if they did, it came so much later in life. So it's so important that we know we have mentors, even mentors we consider who made mistakes. Honestly, they have value to share based on experiences. Nobody's experience is a waste, and nobody is useless in that regard after they've lived and grown that long. They have valuable lessons to teach us, and we need these men in our young men's life, because fathers are providers and protectors, but they are not providers of only, let me say it again, of only money. The health of the daughter, the health of the son is so. Let me share this. And I thank God. I really thank God for the opportunity to grow up in a two-parent home. Okay. I always say that we were not rich money-wise, but we had family togetherness. I can't tell you that my parents' marriage were perfect because they didn't show us. Okay. I know what I know when as an older girl, as an adult, by this time I was already a married woman. But my point is that we had family. And I will say this, my relationship with my father, the closeness of my relationship with my father has helped me a lot in my relationship with men. Okay, helped me a lot. Because I come from a huge family with a lot of men, and my father being present and his brothers, so my uncles and stuff being present, we being able to talk to them, having men connections, male connections, which is family or considered family. It was it it was not, boys were not a thing for me. Okay, because I had everything I wanted. I felt affirmed. I felt loved. I felt emotionally safe. If I wanted to have a boyfriend, I wanted to have it for the sake of having a boyfriend, not because I was looking for a daddy figure in a man. Okay, though who my daddy was has influenced my choice of man. Okay, having said that, men provide a lot. They give children identity. The identity of the children come from the father. My children don't carry my last name. At least from my culture, they don't carry my last name. Okay, so it's so important that we know what we are doing and we guide our young men starting from a very young age into what it means. It's not just about being able to perform this act, but know the responsibilities that come with it and how not doing this act responsibly impacts their lives and their future strongly. Okay, Queen, I'll let you take it from there.
Oh, no, you're good. I posted this and says children benefit from. So hold on, let me tell you where this stems from. It says the myth is children need a mother more than a father. So that's the myth. So this comment is in response to that. So it says research does not support a universal conclusion with that. Children benefit from nurturing, responsive caregiving, regardless of whether it comes from a mother, father, grandparent, or guardian. So I'll say this as it pertains to our men and young men.
And ideally, mom and dad
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
work together in this
Absolutely.
regard. And even in the perfect scenario, that they were married under the same roof.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we always don't have the perfect scenario.
So true. But what happens when we're talking, that's why I brought it up, because when we're talking about, I'm a two-parent household, when we're talking about parenting with multiple people, you have people, you talked about, the finances being stretched thin with child support. We don't get into politics and celebrity gossip news over here, but I will say Nick Cannon, for instance. Nick Cannon has dozens of children all over the place. You have a lot of entertainers that have dozens of children. They can pay the support, but is there nurturing there? Is there responsive caregiving? So we can't let, man, you can't think that all because you financially support, that is not just as important, more important for you to actually be there and be involved and be engaged. That's what children care about. Children don't understand what they did or didn't get from child support. They understand, is my dad here? Is my dad present? Does he show up for baseball games? Does he show up for birthday parties? That's what children are looking for. So just think about that.
I want to share something very important, Queen. You raise a very important point. We underestimate My doorbell. I think I have an idea what it is. We underestimate the impact parents have on children. Okay. Grandmom, granddad, foster parenting, they all come into support when the need arises. Right. But we underestimate the impact parenting have on children, knowing that children, and I'm not talking about mother, I'm talking about mother and father. I have to go here. God did not make a mistake to bring two people together in order for there to be procreation, and for people, children to be born, and for them to be. We don't birth them only; we raise them. We don't feed them to grow. We raise them to grow, mature, develop, and be responsible. And it takes mom and dad. One of my early experiences when I went back, I started doing this course, is I learned that there's something called separation anxiety.
Mhm.
Okay. And it shows up in a child at a very early age. Okay. So, yes, mom is not there, dad is not there, something happens, the child is taken away from home. You realize that a lot of foster kids, it doesn't matter how well they're taken care of in their foster homes, there's always problem, because that subconscious, I don't care how young they were when they left their parents, subconsciously they know they are not with mom. Their body knows, because they laid in mom's womb for 9 months. They heard that voice. I remember when I was pregnant with Jake, his father will come home and he will make a sound and be playing with my stomach, and he will start jumping. Would you believe that when Jake was born, I mean, you're a mother, I'm sure you know this, he hears, as soon as his father comes home and hears the sound, even if I'm breastfeeding, he will stop and listen. He knew his father's voice right from mom's belly as much as he knew mom. Let's not underestimate the 9 months that the child is in the belly. Let's not underestimate it. So, what we do after the child is born, and sometimes that is what some of these young teenage fathers miss, the opportunity for their child to get to know them whilst their teenage girlfriend, is pregnant, because they may not have the privilege and the ability to see this woman and to play with the baby whilst in the belly. That disconnection itself is a price they pay, and it affects them emotionally, not only after the birth of the child, it affects them psychologically strongly. There's a video on YouTube, and when Queen G comes, I'm going to ask her to see if she can pull it up, and we can all watch this video together. But it's so important that we look at the father, we look at what he is missing, what he is losing out, and how that is impacting him. Okay, we've made fathers providers, and I'm so thankful that these days the education and the knowledge is coming out. We've made fathers only financial providers. But fathers do not only provide money, they provide identity, they provide self worth, they provide boundaries, they provide protection, they provide, they set they set the standard for relationships, expectations, and boundaries for both their sons and their daughters. Okay, children will outgrow toys, children will outgrow clothes, children will outgrow a lot of even the food they eat. But what they don't outgrow is their identity. What sticks with them is who they are nurtured to be right from the young age. And fathers play a major role in this. So, as a society, we need to be mindful of the mental health of the challenges that the father deals with, and be responsive enough to provide them the support they need to become stable, wholesome men for the children they're bringing into the world. We can't continue to beat down our men and all they do is to run errands and not. No, 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 not at all. There's a video on YouTube. I want you to pull it. But we are
Okay.
talking about father. Hold on. We're talking about fathers. I don't want to push you to the newborn and the stages. So I'm getting conflicted whether to pull out this video or not. But let's keep going.
You want to do it? Send it to me. Or
Let me
what is it?
hold on, let me find it.
Okay. Grand Rise. Thank you everyone for tuning in. By the way, while she's looking for that, I'm sorry. I had to go get my jacket and some socks. I am in my house and I am cold. I was trying to hold on for another 30 minutes. I'm cold. This air is not working for me. I'm cold. So I apologize. I was listening though the whole time. I had to get my jacket.
Well,
If you don't see me all the time outside, like I will wear long sleeves all year round. I do not like being cold. I always have a jacket in the car. If I'm going out to eat, if I'm going anywhere, there is a jacket in my presence. So that's for my grandmother. So yeah, my apologies. I was listening though. You know what? Why Queen is looking for that, I want to tell you all this too. I wanted to sometimes when we do our lives, I get the privilege and opportunity to reflect on things that I've said with genuine intent, with empowering intent. But I do want to let you all know when we were talking last week, and if you didn't see the broadcast last week, you have to go back and watch it. But we were talking about teenage motherhood, and Queen Edith asked me a question about my experience with that, and she asked me what I was most afraid of. Share a story about my grandmother, being afraid of my grandmother, number one. But I wanted to tell you all this, and I thought about it as we went into this topic today, and I think it's so important to share and express that situation with me. And again, you have to watch the video from last week. When I was so afraid of my grandmother, I look back at it like it was yesterday, and I remember standing, we lived in apartments, and I was standing on the stairs. There's like four stairs going down. And my grandmother pulled up, and I saw the car, she pulled up. And what was even more unexpected, I expected her. I knew she was coming. But it did something to me. I can't pinpoint it right now, but when she stepped out driving, my grandfather stepped out. My grandfather was a silent man with me. He was quiet, a man of few words, but when she showed up, he showed up to something that important and that life-changing. And that meant a lot. And I say that to say, men, show up. Show up for your daughters, show up for your granddaughters, show up for your nieces, show up for your mothers, because it makes a difference. That was a huge part. It made a difference. So,
I think I just shared it. A still phase experiment.
Okay, let's see. It won't let you put it in the thing, will it? In the chat? Let me see.
I have to.
Yeah, I got it. You're fine. Okay. Okay, here we go. And you all, while we're doing this, the cool part about it is, go ahead. I'm pulling it up. Hold on. The cool part is that we're talking about this, but there are a lot of awesome fathers out there. There are a lot of awesome men, and there are people that are doing the work, that are pouring back into, you know, other young men, men their age. So just know that and find those people, connect with those people. There are resources out there for fathers of all ages. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I found it, Queen. I'm about to pull it up. Okay.
Our goal is to bring support to men, right? To bring support to men and to fathers, because sometimes we undervalue their role in the lives of their children. But a child cannot be whole with half a parent, and a mother cannot necessarily teach a child how to be a true father. She can teach a child the expectations of the mother, of the wife, in his role as a father. But we cannot necessarily give them what a father, another man, will give them.
I agree. I certainly agree. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. If you all are having a good time, this is valuable to you, please hit that like button wherever you're listening. Please hit that like button. I'm going to share the screen. Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Phase experiment what the mother did was she sits down and she's playing with her baby who's about a year of age.
I'm like a girl. Oh.
And she gives a greeting to the baby gives a greeting back to her.
Yeah.
This baby starts pointing at different places in the world, and the mother's trying to engage her and play with her. They're working to coordinate their emotions and their intentions, what they want to do in the world. And that's really what the baby is used to. And then we ask the mother to not respond to the baby. The baby very quickly picks up on this. And then she uses all of her abilities to try and get the mother back. She smiles at the mother. She points because she's used to the mother looking where she points. The baby puts both hands up in front of her and says, "What's happening here?" She makes that screechy sound at the mother, like, come on, why aren't we doing this? Even in this 2 minutes, when they don't get the normal reaction, they react with negative emotions. They turn away. They feel the stress of it. They actually may lose control of their posture because of the stress that they're experiencing.
Okay. I'm here. And what are you doing? Oh, yes. Oh, what a big girl.
Okay, I don't know if you understand what.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can remove it. I don't know if we understand what we just watched. Okay. When you looked at it, the child was playing, mom was playing, and suddenly mom goes still. Baby tries to get mom's attention, tries and tries and tries to get mom's attention. And he does everything he knows to do. Our mom didn't respond. So he started feeling the negative stress. Started crying. But as soon as mom comes back, oh, welcome. Oh, here you are again. And he recovers. Okay. The child recovers. Okay. So I've watched a lot of videos with fathers playing with their kids. Okay, they play with them, they're spending time with them. And then suddenly father is gone. Suddenly mom is gone. They're not there. Okay. Now the child, in this situation, mother comes back, the child is restored. He's assured. But when dad is gone for so long, when mom has left for so long, then the child, this thing is called separation anxiety. It lives with the child if that emotion is not addressed. So you find out that when the child is removed from their home to another situation, it doesn't matter how well they're taken care of. There's that thing, that anxiety. Why did I know so many people in addiction right now because of the situation? That anxiety. Mom didn't want me. Dad didn't want me. What did I do? Is it my fault they got separated? Today, as adults, they can get over it. Some of them don't even know why,
Mm-hmm.
but they can tell you this is what happened. And I've always in my life felt unwanted. No matter how much love they have received, they know I'm loved, but I felt like why did my mother give me away? Why didn't my mother, why didn't my father? So the father role is important. Both parents are important, but we emphasize on father. We cannot sit back and downplay the role of a father. And so, if a teenage boy is having a child, can you imagine how not being able to connect? And then, after so many years, they come back and say, you have to pay for money for a child you don't even have a relationship with. And we think fathers don't feel it because they are fathers. They're just men. Men don't feel it. Men feel it. Men experience it. Men go through. And one of the things we do is we put our men through so much emotional strain because we don't think they have as much emotion as we do as women. And we shut them down and we don't allow them to express it because they have to be strong. Mm-hmm. And they keep it in. And so the man may feel weak to talk about it with you. Mm-hmm. So what do? They tend to the wrong places and the wrong things. Or they deal with it quietly and it's killing them inside. We are hurting our men.
Mm-hmm. And there's a place for mental health with that too. There's a place to get mental help. There's a physical place, but there is a place in your life where it is okay to find some mental balance in parenting. That's okay, to say I need that help. So when we think about mental illnesses and mental well-being, we think about, all these diseases and diagnoses and depression, all these things. But sometimes this very thing where instead of turning to something that's not conducive for you, it's okay to reach out and say, I do need to talk to somebody professionally. Parenthood goes under that umbrella of seeking mental well-being and balance. So just know that.
It's interesting you say that mental health, as much as there are all these comorbidities and other mental health, but listen, when you have to talk to your therapist, it's not because there's something wrong with you. When you're a single girl, suddenly you're happy, you're married, but you're happy, suddenly you can go and come as you please. Suddenly you're living with this man whom you love, but, right? Mm-hmm. The first 2, 3, 4, 5 years of marriage cultural shock happens. You see, talking to a therapist is an avenue to share some of the things you're dealing with that challenge you, that you didn't expect. Change of job, loss of job, change of positions, sometimes it's even a promotion, but suddenly you didn't see it from here. Now you're here, you're seeing all the overwhelming, you don't know how to behave, you don't know how to handle it, and you're frustrated and you don't know how to deal with all the different parts of this new. Talk to somebody. It's an avenue to share, open in a safe space. To process. Your therapist helps you process some of the changes. Slender, nice girl. When I look at my picture as teenage girls and now and I look at my belly, I'm like, when is this belly ever go? I have never gotten over the fact that my belly is big after childbirth. This is over almost 30 years ago, right? Talk to somebody. You're still the beautiful woman that you are. You've had the privilege of having a child. Not everybody has a child. Now, let's see what we can do to get you back into shape to the best of your ability, according to how well your body can take it. You know, all these processes. Therapy is a lifelong thing. You can't dump on your friends. You can't dump on everybody in order to keep all your other relationships healthy. Even if some of the situation you have to discuss with your other half, it's good to talk to your therapist, because if it's anger, it's frustration, you figure out, you learn to regulate your emotions so you can have a healthy conversation to get the results that you're looking for. So everywhere, every time, seek therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Seek it is good. Okay? Seek it, seek it, seek your therapist. We'll refer you to people who will help you. Seek therapy. Okay. Marriage, where I come from, there's a lot of stress on premarital counseling. But nobody focuses on postmarital counseling until there are problems. Why? Why do we service our cars regularly, but we wait till we are struggling and the situation has gotten so bad, whether individual lives or in marriage or in some form of relationship, before we seek help? So as for mental health, it's for everyone, everybody. We all crazy. Somebody says, everybody says, we all kind of crazy. So get the help. But fathers, okay, Queen.
No, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
let me go back to my notes. Yeah. Let me go back to my notes. Let's talk about what a responsible father looks like. We talked about the role of what fathers bring to the table in the lives of children. They teach children emotional security. In fact, they become emotional security and the protective wall for their children. Okay, they help children develop confidence, especially the girls. Okay, confidence in their relationship, because they know what a father's love, what a man's love is supposed to look like. So they can recognize what it is not and know when to say no. Okay, we've talked about that. They help the children build self-confidence. They bring discipline and structure into the home. Whilst mother is soft and children know they can get away with things with some mom, they will not play certain buffoons when dad is around. Adelaide, Adelaide, I'm speaking Pidgin. Okay, okay. Responsible fatherhood includes showing up consistently. Consistency helps secure the child in emotional stability. Whatever consistent looks like, just be consistent. Don't make promises you can't keep. Oh, I'm going to come to you again. It's not a one-time thing, but it becomes a pattern. I watched a show. It's when this guy Will Smith was a child. That show they did, Uncle Phil Will Smith living with his uncle, and we used it. Somebody used it to
Fresh
teach
Prince
us.
of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And one time, Will's father was not present, right? And he had always been hoping for his father to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And this day, the father visits and says, I'm taking time off this weekend, and my son and I, we're going to do it, da 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 da. So Will's father comes he comes, and he had made his son a promise. Okay. And then he comes just to disappoint this boy. I have to look for that clip. And he disappointed
I'm
the
looking
boy.
for it now.
He disappointed the boy, okay? He cried, he was frustrated. Why doesn't my father want me? And at this point, he was a teenager. He says he didn't teach me how to play ball. He wasn't there. He didn't teach me how to like girls. He didn't teach me this. And it was very painful for me to watch.
You want to watch it? I got
Is
it.
it
You want
there?
to watch it? I got it.
Yeah, show it. We're talking about
Okay.
fathers.
Couple
So-
minutes, you all. Couple minutes. And you
Yes.
know what? I'm glad you brought that up because even with that clip, I know it's a TV show, but depicting what's happening in real life, you know, Will's character was not a little boy, you know, and it still affected him, like Queen Edith said before. So yeah, let's watch that really quick. If you're getting value out of this, please like and share. If you've not subscribed, please do so. Please, please. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's watch it.
What's up? Will, man, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I got to handle. So we're going to have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Will.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the Slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm
Will,
saying?
it's all right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey,
could
you know
do-
what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, you know, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's daddy coming home, you know? Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I,
Yeah,
Uncle Phil?
you did.
Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive. I learned how to shave. I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Will.
Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
Okay, let me get this opposite. I'm glad I went ahead and turned my camera off with my old sensitive self, but I'm gonna keep it off for just a second so I can use this tissue.
Yeah.
I'll let you tap into that, Queen.
It's yes. And the part that you didn't see was when the father was alone with Uncle Phil. And Uncle Phil was talking to the father and said, "You can't disappoint this boy. You just cannot disappoint this boy," because the father was telling Uncle Phil, "Tell Will next time." So he was going to leave without saying goodbye. So if you notice, when Will came down with his bags, the father was towards the door. He was leaving without saying goodbye. Fathers, we cannot underestimate our role. Okay, this hits home so bad. Nobody would be able to watch this and be okay. And we use this to teach an addiction class. And it was, and these are grown men who are like 40s, 50s, 30s, and watching that. There was no dry eye, and the stories that came out of it. the stories that came out of it. So, fathers, you are important in the lives of your children. Be consistent. When you say you will show up, please show up. When you say you will do something, do it. Will at this point is probably 15 years, 16 years, and see his reaction. At least he was able to verbalize it. He had the support of his ankle. He had a shoulder to lean on, but still, see how bad it hurt. I don't know who wrote that story. That is real. A lot of the stories are realities. People are living it. People are living it. And as adults and older men and older women, we need to encourage the older men to be there for their younger men. If their fathers, God forbid, if for any reason they've passed on, they have uncles, they have father mentors, they need this in their lives. So what was I saying? I'm saying that you need to show up. I don't say every day. If it is once a week, then be consistent about it. Because when you show up today, don't show up tomorrow, and then the children don't know daddy. Because children are growing and develop. They will outgrow everything, but they will never forget how you treated them. So you say you come, you don't come. You say, so now emotionally, they're everywhere. We saw that video, the still face. It's very similar. Dad will come. So in some cases, when there's no consistency, the day father comes and he leaves, children have behaviors. Children have behaviors, and it's clear something is wrong. Dad came this time and he left. When is he coming back again? Is he going to come back again? Am I ever going to see my dad again? So behaviors begin to show, and somebody has to pick the slack. Okay, dependability in the lives of your children. Many of you are already doing it. Some people didn't get the opportunity because of the circumstances of the birthing of your child. We get it. But you can get up. It's not late. You can pick up and fix it. It's time. I don't care whether your child is 20 or 50. Our children are always our children. Right? And they need it. They need it. We all need it. Queen G needs her mom and her dad in her life, as long as they are alive. My parents are both gone, and sometimes I miss them. I was talking to a friend who just turned 60 just about 3 days ago, and she calls me mommy. She says, "Mommy, I miss my father," and she's 60 years old. So whilst we are here and we have life and we can, let's make the most out of it. So when we miss you, when they miss you, they'll have a story to share that is uplifting.
Amen and amen to that. I know we're about out of time, and you know how we all do. We can be here forever. I did want to two things before Queen Edith takes us out. Didn't she just do an awesome job? You all make sure you follow her. She's got some great content. Charismatic Evangelistic Ministries. Check that page out. Support her. She does all sorts of things. She's always gone, y'all. Have you noticed she's always gone? But she's doing amazing work. So you all support that. I did want to pop this up here so we don't get in trouble. Again, please like this video, subscribe if you're not. I wanted to put this up here because we did play some other people's content. So we want to give credit where credit's due, and those links for those clips that we showed with the baby and Fresh Prince, those are both in the comment section. I believe if you click on the Will Smith video, they'll give you options to see more of that content, because it was like there was a 4-minute clip that was right before that. I didn't realize it. So there's that for you all to look at. Also, one other thing I want to tell you all, go over, and Queen Edith and I are in Indy, but nonetheless, I want to invite you all to go over to the Black Men's Group of Indy. on Facebook and subscribe there, like that page, and please share that page. Now, it's the Black Men's Group is founded by strong Black men in the community, you know, and they have outreach, and they're just not here. Let's network, okay, and let's get this on board for all young men that need support, grown men that need support. So check that out. And it is not just for Black males. So my king uncle Brian Carter heads that. You've seen his lovely wife, my queen aunt Gloria Carter here. He supports in the background. I appreciate both of them. But go over there and support that. They do a lot of things, and I love it because they do things that seem like they don't matter, but teaching young men how to change tires, how to change oil, teaching young men how to respond to young ladies, how to date appropriately, how to be respectful to women, be respectful for self, love self. That's what they're doing over there. So check that out. Even if you're not in Indy, please support that and share that. It will bless someone. So many things going on, and it's always positive content on that page. So check that out. And I'll leave with that. And I'll let Queen take us where we need to go.
The world has taught us over the years that the value of the mother is more than the value of her father. It is not true. We all have a role to play in the lives of raising the children we bring into the world, so they'll be holistic, wholesome individuals. It takes a village. The mother is very much needed, and so is the father. So this month, as we celebrate Father's Day, I encourage you, reach out to your dad, not only this month, but going forward, reach out to him. Listen, I work in the home care industry, and I have seen amazing men taking care of their senior wives. It's amazing and it's beautiful. Children don't last. I mean, children are there, but they go live their lives. At the end of the day, if we are blessed to have a marriage, the husband and the wife take care of each other in their house, you know, in their old age. The children come and go, but mom and dad stick. So let's celebrate dad now. Let's celebrate him now. Mm-hmm. Do something you haven't done for your dad in a long time. Do something special for him. Especially if we're privileged enough to have him in your life. Men are important. We need our fathers. So if for any reason you're divorced and you're angry at something that your husband did, and because of that you're depriving him of the connection with your children, you're hurting your children as well, not just the man. Let's reason. Let's be smart. And let's do everything to ensure that our children become wholesome, responsible adults, having both mom and dad playing their much needed, valuable, important roles in their lives. And if you're a child and for some reason dad was not there, maybe mom was not there, and you continue to struggle, we have a Father in heaven. We have mentoring fathers around. Reach out to someone. Don't live this life alone. And don't be angry because you didn't get what you wanted, you needed. Just learn and be a better father or a better mother as well. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Absolutely. Every month, every day this month, we salute you, fathers. And young fathers, if you ever need support, reach out. We will connect you to the right resources.
Absolutely.
We wish you all an amazing weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I did it. I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm sorry. I just put in the comment section. If you look in post, give me like 2 minutes. If you look in post on YouTube, and I'll do it on Facebook too, I'm asking everyone to put something positive. I'm going to show you what I put. We're going to put something positive. I want you all to comment something positive about your father, grandfather, son, spouse, nephew, someone that you know that is a good father. If you don't have a father figure, someone that you know is an awesome father, I want you all to go to the YouTube page on our post and respond, or on Facebook. You don't have to do both. We want to see how many people can just rally and support and just show some love and some positivity. So sorry to interrupt Queen Edith's amazing
It's okay. And I'm going to say this. If you have been a father who has not been present, not done what you've done, and you feel like in your heart you've done wrong, apologize to your children and start fresh. It may not fix everything, but there's an emotional restoration that might happen that you will never see. Even if they resist it, you do your part. It's never too late for all of us. Do what is right. It's never too late. We can always pick up. And at least from this day forward, do what we know is right. Okay. Thank you so much, Queen.
Peace, love, and blessings.